Why do some men lose interest and ghost after a great first date where they seemed very much interested? So you went on a date with someone and you had a great chemistry and great time, and you assumed you were going to have another date that you were maybe already planning. But now you're realizing that he has ghosted you because he hasn't messaged you as he said he would, or he has not responded to your own message. This happened to me a few times and confused me a lot in the past until I understood something. Being under the impression that you had a great date does not mean you had a great date. It's like everything else in life. People want to avoid awkwardness. They don't want to embarrass themselves, so they will act like they're having a great time while deep down they can't wait for the whole thing to be over. Nothing to worry about though, because a guy ghosting you after a great date or just ghosting you in general does not mean something is wrong with you. But here's my opinion on a man losing interest or ghosting you after a great date. First of all, he ghosted you because he was not into you enough to consider seeing you again. It's that simple. And it's just easier to disappear than to text you or tell you face to face. Some people consider that they don't even owe you any explanation because they only met you once. You're essentially nobody to them. Some people also lack courage. If you think about it from a man's perspective, it's not that easy to look someone in the eye and tell them something which suggests that there's something wrong with them. And finally, some men also ghost to keep their options open, just in case they want to contact you again. Now, if that's the case, that he didn't like you, that he was not into you, why did you have such a great date? Why did he have a great chemistry with you? The first thing I want to say is that men tend to have great chemistry with any woman they are attracted to physically. Now, from experience and also from hearing other people's stories, ghosting after a great date can come as a result of two things only. Number one, he knew he was not into you while still on the date with you. I'll tell you something. Men are very quick to assessing whether they like you or not. A 15-minute conversation can do it sometimes. But what tends to happen is that as soon as a man has concluded that he's not into you, he'll turn the whole situation around in his mind into a friendly encounter while still acting like he really likes you. He will continue the conversation, asking you questions, following up. He could even pay for the date. But in his mind, the deal is sealed. He won't see you again. Here's an example from real life. So Mr. Griggle said on thoughtcatalog.com that we didn't hit it off as well as she thinks. If I'm with a girl and concluded that I'm not into her, I'll often prod her and ask her loads of questions and follow-ups about herself, and she'll enjoy talking about herself. Most people do. I do it to get through the awkwardness and keep the conversation going, but usually I've checked out and it's a low effort way to make it through the night. So you see, he's being nice and being polite, but he has made up his mind and he's just passing the time. Number two, he concluded he was not into you at the end of the date or after the date. So if a man acted like he was totally into you throughout the date, then ghosted you, it probably is the case of a man whose dating strategy is to pretend he's having an amazing date to see what comes out of you. Then he will make up his mind at the end of the date or after the date. He makes you feel comfortable, he helps you feel at ease and somehow put your guards down. But on the other hand, his guards are not down. So while you're having a very good time and you're very open and comfortable because you feel you have an amazing chemistry, he's faking it, unfortunately. It's a shorter and very condensed version of love bombing, applied only on the first date. Bottom line, if a man ghosted you for whatever reason, just move on and keep dating. And if by any chance he comes back, be very careful and question whatever reasons he gives you. I hope this video alleviates some of the confusion in your mind. Thanks for watching.